What's going on, guys? Share the 3 Valve here. Today is going to be the official part 1 of the 6R80 swap. I'm going to try to go through what came in so far. I'm going to show you a little bit of the transmission. Nothing really changed about the car right now, so let's jump right into it. One of the things I want to start off with actually is the transmission itself. I've been having it draining. I might need to drain a little bit more. I did take the pan off of it. And I'll take the pan off again right now just to show you a little bit of the inside and just to show you what to look out for on the 6R80s. And pretty much this one came from a 2012 Ford F-150 4x2, which is the 2-wheel drive. Obviously, I took this is where the cooler lines are here. And it's the shifter linkage that came with or from the F-150 itself. And I will show you what you need to replace this when you're doing the swap to the 06 Mustang. And here as well, they gave me the torque converter that came with it. But one of the first parts I'll start off with is actually the cross member bracket. This actually comes with all the bolts necessary for the swap. So this will be on the bottom part. Obviously comes with bolts, and then in here is the actual part that goes right between here that has the kind of like the rubber to hold the transmission. So that actually go on the bottom of this part right here. So that actually go like right here. So pretty much you'll replace that, the cross member there. So then we have, this is part of the linkage. If you get the truck 6R80 from the F-150, you are gonna need this guy, which this is for the shift linkage that goes actually on the side. So this will go, I think it was somewhere around here. I gotta look back online, but somewhere right here, and it'll hold the cable for this part. And for this one, actually, this shift linkage is supposed to be flipped, so pointing down. And when you go onto this website to buy this, it'll ask you if you want to add on the actual lever for like what, 14 bucks or something. So here's the lever as well. So I'll put a new one on there. Obviously, that's that little nipple on the other side. And this kit is from Power by the Hour. I'm obviously gonna try to make that spreadsheet at the end of this in the description. I also have here, I bought a drive shaft. This is the aluminum one-piece drive shaft. Just because I don't want to go OEM, because I knew later on I wanted to upgrade anyway, so I might as well just buy it right now. So I have that, and then somewhere in here I'm supposed to have the fittings for the cooler lines. So this is part of it. This is actually go on to the cooler line there. To actually, obviously, the hose. So then in here, this is the separator plate for the actual transmission. And it also comes with the bolts for the transmission. You know, so for the bell housing. What else I got here? Obviously, the torque converter. I also ended up buying the dipstick. So this one's actually for the truck as well. So this is obviously the top right here. I'm thinking of putting it, what I've seen people do is put it around here and obviously loop around there to the transmission. So I'll have a dipstick now finally. So that'll be nice for maintenance and checking fluid level. Let me actually go get those other the actual piece that goes onto those cooler line fittings. Give me 1 second. Okay, so what this is here is this little guy right here. That'll actually go directly onto here, holding these guys down. So I'll pop these in those holes, and then this will actually go over that, holding these two down because they're just held by rubber seals. And then off of this is what you get these fittings for, these 90s here. Screw these in, and then I believe that's a half barb. And I'll just run those lines to the cooler, which they say to run the, what's it called? The 011, whatever transmission oil cooler. But I already have an oil cooler. And honestly, it's been holding the temperature pretty well. So I guess I'll just keep this one for now and just see what it runs temperature-wise. And if it runs okay, then I'm just going to keep it like that. And hopefully I don't have to switch to the OEM transmission oil cooler. But as for now, I'm just gonna keep it like that. Also, I'm getting my bumper exit done at the same time of this, so that's gonna be exciting what it looks like. I got my bumper over there. So that's that part. As of right now of the recording of this video, I do have the Quick 6 controller on the way. I should be here in a couple minutes. I don't know if I'm gonna record that part of the video, one of the last parts. I am also waiting on the actual shifter cable that goes to this, because you are gonna need the, you know, the Mustang shifter cable for it. Let's see, what else am I missing? I'm gonna take this off right now as well. So here's the 6R80 with the cover off. I already cleaned it, so that's why it looks clean. I already put a new gasket on there. Also clean up the magnet. There was no heavy metals or anything like that on the actual magnet, so that's good. I did change the filter too. That's why it looks clean. It is tilted sideways, so that's why there's some fluid here. The fluid was actually pretty dirty, but looking on the inside of the actual transmission, just the valve body actually looked really clean. I'm gonna have to soak this up though. I'm trying to get as much of that dirty fluid out so I can fill it up with new fluid. So guys, so we're here on Thursday, a couple days after I recorded those other recordings. I actually did go ahead and put the clamp on stuff for the hoses. So this is what it looks like. These fittings obviously just push in. These you put a little bit of Teflon and just you know, tying these in, tying this down. So that's how it's gonna look. These are the cooler lines. Obviously, you can loosen this and adjust them to whatever angle you want. I put that on there. I put the shifter on here. The shifter is supposed to be facing that way, so that's what I did. The other one was facing the up. So right now we are in park, and then we have neutral, and then through the rest of the gears. So we'll put that back in park. Let's see. Yep. And then this is the shifter cable bracket. So this is going to be holding the actual shifter cable, which is still on its way. It's not coming yet. Hopefully it comes in before next weekend. But I went ahead and torqued these down as well. So these are all torqued down. The transmission is completed as of right now. Obviously, the torque converter still has to go in, the lines, and then etc. So right now, I'm just test fitting the plate, which is, I lined up the holes actually perfect. So this is actually the new one. That's the old one. It does look a little different because this is obviously for the 11. So I'm gonna test fit this, and I'll probably put the flywheel back on. That Quick 6 controller did come in. I do have to do the wiring for it. So this is the Quick 6 here. Quick 6. In there, I had to do the wiring. I do have to run the wires through the front. I'm not sure I want to put that box yet. I have the wire gun. The wire diagram is there. Now, so I did pull the ECU looms out because I'm gonna redo them. But this is pretty much what it looks like. That's what these look like. Besides that, I have to do the wiring for these, which is this guy right here. Not all of them. I think it's just about 6 wires. And then find a way to run this through the inside of the car, which I think I'm probably going to do it somewhere between the glove box, or I was thinking right here, but it might look a little too, like, out of place. So I might do it inside the glove box somewhere. I might do it like right there, so every time I open it, it'll just be right there. I'm not too sure yet, so we're gonna see where I'm gonna put that for now. Or I might even put it like on the side, facing that way. But we'll see how everything lines up. But as of right now, that's where I'm at. I'm gonna see if I stitch another video to this part about the wiring, or I might just skip to it. And I'll show you guys what connector I use for all that. And we are back. This is gonna be the following week. This is a Tuesday, so I'm just gonna go real quick. A very short little detail of the wiring. So the only 2 harnesses you're going to be using, you'll get this diagram when you get the Quick 6, but first things first, you won't need that capacitor, so ignore that. This first connector here, which is the square one, you're going to be only using these 2 first square connectors. The second one is mainly going to be used for the ground. So right here I have tapping off the ground. So you're going to get 2 ground wires in the Quick 6. Put both of those to the ground here, and it'll show you as well. The bottom 4 pins are gonna be the ground. So that's, I tapped off, I think what is that there, 49. And this the higher connector here, I tapped off with this guy right here, which is the speedo out, and that's when you need to find the vehicle speed pin. So that's gonna be the blue and yellow wire. And then off this power here, 12 volt power, this is where I opened up this you take these screws off, open this part here, and there'll be 4 connectors. This first bank here, you just follow this diagram, and I want off of this one 12 volt. So you don't cut it. I mean, you could cut it 100%, but I just kind of spliced it in the middle and stretched it so it's just bare wire. Soldered it, put some tape just for now. So that's those 4 wires. Actually, no, this neutral safety. What I did for that one, which I read from some forums, I don't know if it works yet, but I've heard that if you grab the starter relay, which is this guy right here, and you go off of pin, what is that, 86, tap off of the pin 86. So obviously you have to take this board off. I can't get back in. You take this board off, and you follow where that pin is, that corner pin, and just splice it back here. Same thing what I did with the power wire, and just run to the back. So here I have that. That's what these wires are in here. So I don't know if you could tell me, the red and the gray wire are in there. So that's tapping off of here. So that's this one. That's gonna be the first bank, the first connector, neutral safety switch, 86 on the starter relay. Ground, I use the second connector, and which these are coming from, and I use pin 49. And then coming down to the accelerator position sensor, you're gonna get a green wire from this is from the actual Quick 6 connector output, and you just run it through the dash here. Let's see if I can get my flashlight. I'll show you guys real quick. So this guy right here, green wire into, I think let's see what wire that is. I think it's the white and red wire. I can't see. White with red line. Okay, I accidentally stopped recording, but that's gonna be this wire right here. See the white with red line wire. So you just need to run that green from the controller, which right now I have my controller down there. So I ran the green wire from that connector out over into the accelerator position. And then from what I heard when I called for the US ship, that I don't actually need this tachometer adapter. Instead, that's mostly for like carbureted cars. And then there is one more, which is the pink wire, which you're gonna need to run for the reverse lights, because when you tune this car, pretty much the car's gonna think it's a manual strategy. So instead of doing this relay, because you won't have this backup lamp if you're in automatic, you will not have this pin. So don't even try looking for this wire. You will not find it. You will not find this wire. What I did was I grabbed this pink one. I ran it through all the way to the back. And I ran it directly to the reverse lights, because if you go into the reverse lights will stay on constantly, and this is the only way that the controller can actually control these backup lamps. So let me show you real quick what I just used a wire nut for now, just to make sure. I didn't want to solder it because I don't know for sure, because I got that from a forum. But there's right there wire nut to that, because I need more wire to go back here. Your reverse light back here is gonna be this yellow and white. Is that white? Well, it's only yellow wire there, so the yellow, white. And on this side, the reverse light is going to be the green and orange. So I just put wire nut there to here, wire nut these 3, and to the controller. So as of that is the only wires you're going to be needing. And that is for if you had previously an automatic. If you do have a manual, I think you'll have this backup lamp pin, and you will have the... Where's the other one? I think that's the only one you'll have. And the clutch safety. You'll have that one. You won't have to go through the starter with that one. So you have the backup and the clutch safety. But I came from automatic, so it's going to be a little different for me. As of right now, what I'm trying to do is I need to drill a hole for the actual harness, so I could run through maybe around here. Or around here, I'm not too sure exactly. So I could run the controller up here and then run the harness down to the transmission. So let me figure that out real quick. Okay, I'm back a couple hours later. This is the setup I have right now. Without installing it, I have the actual harness hooked up to the transmission. And the hole that I ended up doing was right here, right beside the shifter. I didn't actually go all the way. I just left that little flap there. I don't know what I'm gonna do exactly. I don't know if I wanna take that tab off and put some sort of rubber around that. But for right now, I just have the loom on there just so it doesn't scrape. I did file a little bit, but not too much. And this is solely the purpose just to test the proper shifting on here to see if it'll actually read all that. So I'll actually go around right now. Obviously, I have it run through the cabin, running through inside here, and running through here to the fuse box and ECU. So what I have here, everything's connected. So I pulled off of right here. So if you look in there, that comes through there, through here, right to the controller. This is not exactly where it's gonna stay. I might have it somewhere like up on here. I'm not 100% sure yet. But as of right now, it's just gonna stay like that till I get the actual transmission in. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna put the key on, and I already did this, so it's not like it's gonna my first time seeing this. So as of right now, key is on. It's detecting park, which the transmission is park. Depending if you have the original shifter or not, I think this is gonna look a little different. Because I know there's one that shows the sport mode on there, but I have the OE shifter from the 2006. So really all I'm gonna need to be using is park, reverse, neutral, and drive. I don't think I'll use the actual gears because I think they're different on the other shifter, and it's gonna mess with the computer and it just won't read right. So as of right now, I think this is the correct way to do it. If I have the original shifter, I won't need to be going into third, second, or first as of right now. So obviously once you get this all plugged in, you start the car, or not start the car, but have it at least the key on. And you can actually test this without the battery. It comes with a cable that actually plug into your computer, and it'll have you do a quick setup, and it'll tell you on this first page here, and then the setup section in the back. Let's see, where is it at? Well, anyways, it'll be in your pamphlet, the setup, and pretty much it'll tell you exactly what to do for here to set up the, pretty much like if you ever had a Bama tune, it'll just tell you, oh, what's your gear ratio, tire size, your type of torque converter, what kind of shifts you want. So right now I think I have like a smooth firm shift. I'll mess with that later. I don't really know what's the difference between the three. There was like smooth shift, there was firm shift, and one's like aggressive or street or whatever. So as of right now, I just had the smooth shift just because I needed something down. So one of the things I saw that a lot of people had problems with was the backup. So exactly how I have it wired now. So that pink cable, goes, I have it behind here. That pink one is going behind here, going to that white wire that I showed you guys earlier, and actually going to the trunk. So typically, if you didn't do it right, your reverse lights should be on right now, but there is no lights on, so that tells me that I'm doing it right. So if I go in here, I should see the lights turn on. That's brake. And if I manually put this in reverse, I should get those lights to come on as reverse. So I have that wired correctly, so no issues there. And now that we're in reverse right now, it should show up on here that I'm in reverse. So yeah, so far it's reading. The only thing I don't know if it works or not is the starter. Is this the neutral safety switch? It should be, but a bypass that I saw, that if it doesn't actually turn over, some people have ran a button here, so pretty much like a push to start, but not really. You have to put the key in ignition and then push start, and obviously you have to jump the relay. But I have it jumped right now. Obviously I can't test it because I don't have the starter in or the transmission in. So as of right now, all the wiring is correct as I explained. I don't know about the neutral safety switch until I can put this all together. So one of the next steps I'm going to be doing is obviously putting the flywheel on, the separator plate, and then I can finally bolt this thing up. I'll run the lines after because I don't really need to run the lines immediately until this is up in place. And that's pretty much it. So we're actually really close to finishing this up. Hopefully I can get it done by the end of the week. And hopefully I can stitch this in the next part. One very quick thing I'd like to mention before moving on. I did get the shifter cable. This side obviously pushes in, no problem. This part will already have this clip. Actually, I lied. This clip you'll have to remove from your old shifter cable, and it'll just slide between here, just like this one. And it should slip on and clip on just like the OEM one. Go through here. This, you won't need this, so you can cut that off if you want. And this I'm just holding here because the transmission obviously is in here. But on this side, the other side has a nipple. This you'll push to the hole that's on this side. Let's see if I can get it out real quick. There'll be a hole on this side, and then this clip will actually slide over. That's why the zip tie is here, because they come like this, so this part doesn't fall off. But pretty much this slides off, push it in, and then slide back in, and that's your shifter cable, and that's completely it. And then this will obviously clip on to that bracket, that bracket that we put on for the F-150 transmission case. If you have that case and you need that bracket. If you have the Mustang one, you won't need that bracket, but this will pretty much clip into that. And that's it for that one. And we're back. This is Saturday of the same week. Obviously, I have a lot of things on right now. I eventually got the coolant back on. I got some of this piping done, so where we left off is right here. Obviously, we need more pipe for the bumper, so as of right now, I'm going to run it, or probably turn it on with just like that, because I actually don't have the end piece right here. I got to put the bumper on. We got to do some measuring, and then obviously put the flange on there, and it's some work. It was still done for that. But obviously right here, I got the dipstick on, and I'll go under right now and show you. I have the battery in. Still need to put the filter on the turbo. As of the transmission, I did run the... So right now we do have the transmission in. So obviously after you put the shifter cable, it's just a simple transmission change here. So there was nothing really to record because it's a direct fit. So nothing special about that. Obviously I ran the harness through here. Plugs into right there. I don't know if you can see that. Through right there. And you'll obviously, this is one of the cross member brackets that you'll need to buy for the new one, for this transmission. I have the drive shaft right here behind me, but I'm gonna see if I can start it. I'm gonna start it without it in it right now, just to see if everything looks right, get no codes and all that. I have the old harness tucked under this heat shield here. So old harness goes through here. I have all the plugs right here kind of hidden away, so that's for those two sensors. So kind of out the way. Since this is an on-3 kit, it was made for the 5R. So it does hit a little bit right here, but we bent the pipe as much as we can. So it does hit, but it's not too crazy. Let me see, is that a hole right there? Or is it just shiny? No, it's just shiny. But anyways, yeah, we did dent a little bit, so it is touching, but it's not putting a lot of pressure on it. Hopefully it doesn't get worse. We're gonna find out soon. But yeah, since it wasn't really made for this transmission at all, I had to do some modifications. So this might be the very first 6R80 swap on 3 turbo kit, because I know there is a 6R80 turbo out there. I've seen a couple of videos, but I don't think anyone has done an on 3 kit, because I asked him and he said he's done a completely different other kit. So this might be the first on 3 kit 6R80 swap, probably at least recorded. Obviously I have the shifter here, tested it. It does clear that. It does look like it's gonna hit, but it cleared it. Let's see what else. Let's get out of here real quick. I did have to readjust some of the mounts for the actual turbo, not the mounts, but this bottom piping. I had to loosen it here, move it a little bit, and move it from up here. So a lot of the piping was a lot harder to put in because it's in a different position than before. Let's see what else. I did put that dipstick in, so that comes through here, and I'll be able to show you on this side way better. So let's see right here. So that's where that guy goes. It does kind of get stuck around here, but if you just push a little bit, it'll go through. And I did just put some. I think right now there's about maybe 3 quarts in it, because I did pre-fill the torque converter. I did lose a lot though, because I had put it in the old one, but I'm returning that one. So there's some fluid I had to drain out of there, and it was just a whole thing. But I'm pretty sure there's about 4, maybe 5-ish, 4, maybe probably 4 quarts in there. Yeah, so that's the dipstick. Piping goes through here. Blah, blah, blah. I did do an oil change too because it needed to be done. So that's that. I think I do have this pulled up. Well, it's off right now. But I'm going to cut to probably the car starting or on the inside of the cabin right now. One more thing I'd like to mention, a problem I ran into. Watch a video of how to properly install a torque converter, because if you see here, your bolt should be inside the bell housing. It should not be flush with this. There's 3 stages to put in a torque converter. This is the 5R, but that applies to every torque converter. If you don't put it through that 3rd stage, this will not go on and you're going to have issues. You're going to have to drop it again. So make sure there's 3 stages putting it on, and then you twist it and wiggle a little bit. It should be 2 stage. That's the 2nd stage, and then there should be 1 more stage, and that should drop it in. Your bolt should not be flush with this bell housing like this. It should be in. See how that's in? That's just something I just want to include. Don't go through what I did. Okay, as of right now, I got the key on ignition. It might not start because I'm running low on battery, but right here we have it in park. In reverse. Neutral, and I'm looking right here. Sorry, I'm a little shaky because it's exciting as fuck. And then we have drive, which has D6. So put this back in reverse. I mean park, sorry. And I guess we'll try to start it. Holy shit. My gauges real quick because I don't know what's gonna read because I don't have a transmission temp anymore, so it should say 0. Yeah, so because it thinks it's a manual, so it'll no longer read the transmission temp through here. The intake temp, engine load, coolant temp, desired idle RPM. Everything looks good here. I should have a temperature reading here. Fluid temp 73. So I do have a new exit too. I don't know if I showed you guys before. It should smoke because I have a lot of fluid touching the pipes. Yeah, condensation right here. So at least I know that works. Should have the coolant going down a little bit. See any no oil because I just changed the oil filter for the first time. It was really black. So I see no leaks here. Try the coolant. Let me check the trans real quick. Oh fuck, that shit's hot as fuck. Okay, so you see right there, I have some boost for the cooler line. Yeah, so my exhaust is extremely hot. I do see smoking over here. I'm pretty sure because I have fluid on the actual exhaust, so it should just burn off. Yeah. Hopefully it doesn't boil my transmission fluid right here because it is touching. It is really hot right now. Check the engine temp. So right now, engine temp, we have coolant at 120. Air fuel ratio, I don't know if that's reading correctly. Oil pressure looks good. Everything looks pretty decent as of right now, 124. We have fluid temp still at 75. I was at 74, 75 before. It doesn't look like there's any signs on the actual controller over here. No wrench signs, so we're good on that. So I guess we could put it in. Shit. So I don't have the drive shaft in right now, so it might I mean, it won't do anything, but I won't be able to see the tire spin. I have to go down there and see it. Let me see if I put it in. It should be in neutral. Let's put it in drive real quick. I hear no clunking or nothing. You should see the drive, the pinion shit moving. Okay, that's pretty sexy. Let's get back up here. Put this shit in, put the brake all the way down. See if it goes in neutral. Brake again. Put it in reverse. No clunking on reverse. Is moving backwards, and then we'll try park, brake. Oh, that wasn't good. What up, guys? Sunday morning. Good morning. Where I left off was there was an issue on the trans when I tried to put reverse into park. What it was is because I didn't have my drive shaft in, and I'm sure many of you probably noticed that while I was trying to do it. And I didn't really think about it, like what's gonna tell the back wheels to stop. Well, pretty much what's gonna stop the transmission from moving, which is the brakes. So I didn't have the drive shaft in, so me trying to put reverse into park, that's why I grinded for a second. So we figured that out. So that was the issue. But other than that, I just got my first test drive here. I'm looking at the temperature. I'm reading like 131. It started to kind of increase pretty quickly once I started to pulling here. It was staying at 70, 80, 90 until I started pulling in here, and then it started going up by like pretty fast. Not like too fast, but like fast enough for me to kind of be concerned a little bit. But I am missing a little bit of fluid because I have this dipstick here. This is where I decided to put the dipstick because it's too long. So for now, this is where it's going to be at. It's not even tight. And it kind of read like at the very bottom, but I should have, because I let it sit overnight to see what the actual temperature was, and it kind of just read that very bottom. So I might need to add maybe like a quart or so. Nothing too crazy, I hope. But I'm still trying to learn like what the actual level should be with this dipstick, because this is like aftermarket dipstick with aftermarket transmissions. Car runs good. I mean, obviously it's running. I have the cooler lines coming through here. I don't see no leaks. So that's good on the cooler line. That's my Mishimoto cooler. Works pretty good. If it doesn't, then I'm probably gonna have to go with the stock 2011 transmission oil cooler. One issue though is that pipe still runs. One of those pipes still run on the transmission, so that could be the reason why it's heating up. So at some point I might have to take that off and wrap it with a heat wrap or something, or figure out a way so that doesn't like just boil on the transmission pan, because it's just sitting in the corner of the transmission pan, and that might be an issue. But it didn't overheat or anything like that. It ran pretty good. Obviously I have that new exit over here. I'd say lower RPM shifts do feel a little rough, but high RPM it feels pretty good. And I'm gonna do a test drive video right now. So close that. Obviously I still have everything apart right now, just to make sure everything's good. Just make sure my computer's reading right. So it's reading in park, and the computer over there also reading in park. And we'll just keep the safety first. Put your seatbelt on. Okay, so right now we're reading about 186 on coolant, which is good, I guess. It's a little high, but it's okay. And 131 on the trans. As long as it doesn't reach like 190, just when it's a little short drive, then I think I'll be okay. But obviously it's gonna be concerned when I start hitting the highways and shit. So let's put this in reverse, neutral, drive, and let's get out of here. Let me get out this parking lot first before I show you guys my little view here, because there's a lot of people here. It's kind of hard to record because I have to hold my phone up so high while I'm driving. Yeah, it runs pretty good. When I'm driving a little faster, it actually shifts pretty nice. Oh, there's a cop right there. Hold up. Honestly, it runs really nice. Like, the only issue is for some reason my like front brakes don't really brake as good as before. I don't know if that has anything to do with the transmission. I don't think so. I mean, obviously not. Maybe it overpowers them or something. I don't know, but... Or maybe I'm just not used to these brakes. This is how the brakes were. I don't know, but... I am thinking about doing a big brake hit to the front. Brembos. Alright, chill out over here. There's always a cop over here. And I am on a bass tune right now, so obviously I can't run it like that. But honestly, it doesn't run bad with this tune. My air fuel gauge, I can't really tell what it's reading. It's saying like 16, 15, 14, so that's pretty good, I think. 13, 16. On my other one, it would like kept jumping to like 18 to like 13. A lot of 19 and 20. Sometimes it would like go past the actual limit it's even reading. I think it's because I was running like really rich or lean at one point. But let's see what my fluid is at. It's at coolant temp at my 194. Transmission temp, my computer just turned off. Transmission temp is gonna be 145. Just hit 147, so it just jumped to 2 degrees. And I'm just driving through the neighborhood, so I gotta just chill. My only concern is that I hope it doesn't. What I need is one of those thermal readers and shoot exactly where that transmission pan is to see what area that's what temperature that's reading. So I might go do that today, actually. What time is it? There's nothing here telling me the time. But other than that, I started up right away. So that starter relay, so that neutral safety switch obviously works perfectly fine. My wiring is 100% correct. Had no issues at all on the wiring side. Actually, no issues at all, period. So this is pretty nice. This is pretty nice. Flawless install here. Honestly, it runs nice. I'm not gonna lie. And that will be the end of the video here. I try to keep it under 35 minutes, but I tried to fit as much as I could, and I guess it's gonna sit around 40. But the car is complete. I haven't ran into any issues. I am getting a PCM, ECM, what was it? Power low, or like voltage to the computer is low or something. I'll figure it out later. It's not that much big of a deal as I don't think it is. I'm gonna ask some forums and see what's going on, but it's it's nothing to do with it's not disturbing my driving, so I'm just gonna look at it another time. Also, I was able to get my dad was able to get this exhaust done, so it's this side exit there. Looks pretty sick. I'm gonna see if I can record a video of this Mustang week club thing going on. Maybe I'll get some clips of some nice cars, and I'll do a little blog on that. Nothing crazy. I ended up putting the quick six right here. I cleaned it up a bit. It's sitting on like on a little curve here. It's dirty right now, so don't judge. But obviously, once you need that, you just see that because I'm zoomed out on my phone. I still have this taken apart, but I just it's nothing crazy. I just gotta slap that back in there. Yeah, I'm gonna cut the video right here because I'm just adding more time to it. But I appreciate you guys for watching, and stay tuned for more updates. See ya.